Hello, you're watching QPVN News. I'm Anh Tuấn and we keep you up to date with the headlines. Minister Phan Văn Giang works with General Staff Vietnam People's Army. Promoting core role in defense diplomacy. Vietnam and Mexico celebrate 50th anniversary of diplomatic ties. On the morning of May the 24th in Hanoi, the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Vietnam, the National Assembly, the President, the Government, the Central Committee of the Vietnam Fatherland Front, and the family of former President Trần Đức Lương solemnly held the funeral ceremony for the late President. In deep mourning, a delegation from the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Vietnam, led by Party General Secretary Tô Lâm, paid tribute to former President Trần Đức Lương and extended condolences to his family. The wreath laid by the delegation bore the message, deepest condolences to Comrade Trần Đức Lương. Also expressing their profound sorrow, the delegation from the state president, led by President Lương Cường, offered their respects and sympathies to the family. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính headed the government delegation, paid homage and offered condolences to the former president's family. National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn led the delegation of the National Assembly to pay tribute and offer condolences. The delegation from the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee, led by Mr. Đỗ Văn Chiến, chairman of the front, also paid their respects and extended condolences to the family of former President Trần Đức Lương. A delegation from the Central Steering Committee for Judicial Reform, led by President Lương Cường in his capacity as the committee's head, came to offer respects and condolences. The delegation from the Central Military Commission and Ministry of National Defense was led by General Phan Văn Giang, Minister of National Defense. The delegation included Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết, Chairman of the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army, Deputy Ministers, General Nguyễn Tân Cương, Chief of the General Staff, and Lieutenant General Nguyễn Hồng Thái. A delegation from the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army, led by Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết, paid tribute and extended condolences. The General Staff delegation, headed by General Nguyễn Tân Cương, also visited to pay their respects and offer condolences to the family. On May the 24th morning, numerous delegations from central agencies, ministries, sectors, international organizations and localities visited the National Funeral Hall to pay their respects to former President Trần Đức Lương and share in the family's grief. Mr. Trần Đức Lương was born on May the 5th, 1937, in Phổ Khánh Commune, Đức Phổ District, Quảng Ngãi Province. He joined the revolution in February 1955 and became a member of the Communist Party of Vietnam on December 19, 1959. He served as a member of the party's Central Committee in the 5th through the 9th tenors, a Politburo member in the 8th and the 9th tenors, and a standing Politburo member in the 8th tenor. He held the positions of Vice Chairman of the Council of Ministers from February 1987 to September 1992, Deputy Prime Minister from October 1992 to August 1997, and President of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam and Chairman of the National Defense and Security Council during the 10th and 11th terms. He was also a National Assembly deputy in the 7th, 8th, 10th, and 11th legislatures. Over more than 50 years of revolutionary service, Mr. Trần Đức Lương made significant contributions to the glorious cause of the party and the country. He was honored with the Gold Star Order, the 65-year party membership badge, and many other noble decorations, medals, and awards. After a long period of illness, despite devoted care from the party's state medical professionals and his family, former President Trần Đức Lương passed away on May the 20th, 2025 at his home at the age of 88. The funeral ceremony was held at the National Funeral Hall, number 5 Trần Thánh Tông Street, Hanoi, starting at 7 a.m. on May the 24th. The memorial service will take place at 7 a.m. on May the 25th at the same venue. The burial ceremony will follow at 3 p.m. on the same day at his hometown cemetery in Phổ Khánh Commune, Đức Phổ Town, Quảng Ngãi Province. The period from 1997 to 2006 marked a turning point in Vietnam's international integration. During this crucial chapter, the then President Trần Đức Lương played a key role in shaping the country's foreign policy of multilateralism and deep international engagement. Known for his calm and responsible leadership style, he left a lasting imprint on Vietnam's path to the world. The late 1990s and early 2000s were challenging years. Vietnam faced the aftermath of the Asian financial crisis while restructuring its economy, pushing forward institutional reforms and striving to integrate more deeply into global political and economic systems, all amid significant international and domestic uncertainties. It was a difficult time. We were reaching out to the world, but our capacity was still limited. Yet he was a pioneer in expanding international cooperation and made many wise decisions. Under President Trần Đức Lương leadership, Vietnam successfully hosted major international events for the first time, such as the Francophone Summit 1997, the ASEAN Chairmanship 1998, ASEAN 5 2004, and most notably, the APEC Summit in 2006. By participating actively and responsibly in multilateral institutions, Vietnam earned greater global recognition and strengthened its international position. One of the most iconic moments was the official visit of US President Bill Clinton to Vietnam in November 2000, the first by an American president since the war. The image of President Trần Đức Lương welcoming President Clinton at the presidential palace symbolized a new chapter in Vietnam's US relation, opening the door to deeper cooperation and dialogue. When welcoming President Clinton and engaging other countries, he and the Politburo helped articulate Vietnam's reform path, which ultimately led to the US lifting the embargo on Vietnam. During his presidency, President Trần Đức Lương closely followed negotiations on the Vietnam-US bilateral trade agreement, recognizing it as a crucial step toward international integration. He also contributed to the completion of key bilateral negotiations that paved the way for Vietnam's accession to the World Trade Organization in 2006. Looking back on Vietnam's 40 years of renewal, the period under President Trần Đức Lương stands out as one of the most vibrant and successful, marked by major progress in both domestic economic development and international relations. He helped mobilize domestic and global resources to support Vietnam's transformation. From geologist to head of state, President Trần Đức Lương was a key figure in laying the foundation for Vietnam's modern foreign policy. As one of the chief architects of the country's integration strategy, he left a profound legacy, guiding Vietnam into the global arena with confidence and determination. On the afternoon of May the 23rd, General Phan Van Giang, Minister of Defense, chaired a conference to roll out missions with the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army and affiliated agencies and units. The event saw the attendance of General Nguyễn Tân Cương, Chief of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army and Deputy Defense Minister. General Phan Van Giang asked the General Staff to effectively implement the theme of 2025, the year of acceleration and breakthrough, with strong determination to accomplish the goals and tasks set by the 11th Congress of the Party Committee of the Vietnam People's Army. He emphasized the need to focus on concretizing this theme into specific policies and schemes and to implement them decisively, creating breakthroughs, particularly focusing on improving the capacity for research, forecasting, assessment, and grasping the situation to promptly provide strategic advice to the party state, the Central Military Commission, and the Ministry of National Defense. along with the drastic implementation of resolutions on the organization of the Vietnam People's Army for the period 2021-2030 and the following years, General Phan Van Giang asked the General Staff to direct training closely and following regulations. Agencies and units are also required to strengthen digital transformation and research to optimize the process of reporting, deploying tasks, and work efficiency. Along with that, General Phan Van Giang also asked relevant units to thoroughly prepare for the military parade celebrating the 80th anniversary of the August Revolution and National Day. On May the 24th, the Party Committee of the Foreign Relations Department held its 26th Congress for the 2025-2030 term. Senior Lieutenant General Phùng Sĩ Tấn, Deputy Chief of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army, attended the Congress. During the past term, the Foreign Relations Department has successfully fulfilled its advisory role on international integration and defense diplomacy, promoting substantive and effective bilateral defense relations, especially with neighboring countries and strategic partners, while actively implementing multilateral foreign affairs activities in regional and international forums. Senior Lieutenant General Phùng Sĩ Tấn requested that the Party Committee of the Foreign Relations Department continue to lead the improvement of staff quality, timely and flexible handling of foreign affairs situations, helping maintain strategic initiative and ready to handle any unexpected situation. On May the 23rd, at Đức Cơ District Martyrs Cemetery in Gia Lai, a memorial service and burial ceremony was held for the remains of 23 Vietnamese volunteer soldiers and advisors who laid down during the war in Cambodia. Addressing the event, Vice Chairwoman of Gia Lai Provincial People's Committee, Nguyễn Thị Thanh Lịch, affirmed that the sacrifice of the martyrs helped the Cambodian people escape genocide and is a beautiful symbol of solidarity and friendship between the two peoples of Vietnam and Cambodia. Deputy Governor of Preah Province, Yong Kim Hien, expressed his deep gratitude for the noble sacrifice of the Vietnamese martyrs and wished for the friendship between the two countries to last forever. Right after the memorial service, the martyrs were buried at the Martyrs Cemetery of Đức Cơ District. Coming up next, Vietnam and Mexico celebrate 50th anniversary of diplomatic ties. Viettel engineers among top global performance at cybersecurity competition. Recently, the Vietnamese embassy in Mexico organized a ceremony celebrating the 50th anniversary of diplomatic ties between the two countries. At the event, Director General for Asia Pacific at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mexico, Fernando González, said the Vietnam-Mexico friendship has been continuously strengthened and nurtured over the past half-century, and that Mexico wants to strengthen relations with Vietnam. Vietnamese ambassador to Mexico Nguyễn Văn Hải said that the Vietnamese people always remember Mexico as one of the countries that gave aid worth $1 million to Vietnam at the end of 1975, right after the war. After 50 years, it's time for both sides to consider elevating the Vietnam-Mexico relationship to a new level, comprehensive partnership, and then towards strategic partnership. Also at the event, the guests enjoyed a photo exhibition about Vietnam and its people. Viettel engineers secured second place at Point-to-Own, one of the world's most prestigious cybersecurity competitions, earning a prize of $150,000. The Viettel cybersecurity team scored 15.5 points, finishing second. It's the best result of a team from Vietnam in this season. Star Labs team from Singapore earned the top spot. Point-to-Own is one of the most prestigious security exploit competitions in the world, organized annually by the ZDI program. This year's competition has three main seasons, including exploiting security vulnerability on smart car devices, enterprise systems, and smart devices. The Viettel team successfully exploited vulnerability in all three categories, with the Microsoft exploit earning 10 points, one of the highest scores in the competition. This achievement contributed to paving the way for new trends in the field of security vulnerability research and exploitation in Vietnam. This is the end of the QPVN News today. Remember to watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.